What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Got another opportunity to do great things because every day that we wake up, we got to make the most of it. But let me tell you how I'm going to make the most of my year coming up. I'm going 100% in, all in on content creation, which I already have been doing, but I'm going all in a little bit differently, right? So I'll give you an example. One of the biggest things that I've seen this year is that the more we preach masculinity, the more these guys try to step up and emasculate you. It's not even so much the women as it is the men. The women gonna do what the women do. We know what women do, that's just normal. But the men are wild. Like, for example, I posted a reel and a TikTok on Instagram, and you wouldn't believe the amount of men that come out of the woodwork to show how weak they really are. Prime example, I had my people clip up what was going on when a dude came on a platform the other day and he was basically breaking down. It's really loud out here. Let me go this other way. I had a dude come up on the platform on YouTube the other day and he was kind of documenting his experiences, and he was a male dancer, and he was saying that, you know, there's a lot of women that look like us that may not be so clean. Now, that was his experience, you know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and tell him that he shouldn't have an opinion based off of the things that he's experienced, but that was his experience, right? And so he communicated that, and I'm just observing. Now, me, that a person that's been interviewed a lot, my job as an interviewer is to make sure that I extract the most information and I let people tell their story. It's not for me necessarily to have an opinion unless somebody is asking me for my opinion. If they call into my show and they say, Anton, what do you think about this, or should I move like that, then I'm gonna give you my opinion. But if people come up on a platform, then I don't care where you're from. I don't care if I align with your lifestyle. I don't care if we have the same perspective or whatever. My job is to observe and hear what you gotta say, right? And so that's what I do. Now, I posted the clip because it was a really good interview, impromptu. Dude just called in, told him to come up on the platform. And so I posted that, right? And then you wouldn't believe the amount of simps that came out of the woodwork, because it wasn't just the ladies, because it wasn't even about you, right? And you gotta think, whenever you having these interviews or you having these conversations, if it don't apply, then let it fly. So it's never gonna be an all situation and everything, because if that was the case, then nobody should ever say anything at all, right? So it's never an all or nothing situation. So what happens is they'll come in and they'll say, well, what about the men? We're not talking about the men right now. We talking about the women. The majority may not even be you. So if he come up and he say, well, most black women that I deal with in comparison to white women are unclean, and I've dealt with a lot of women, right? And he also said that light-skinned girls was probably the worst people of them. Then who am I to debate that? If he'd have said it the opposite or whatever, oh, I can't believe y'all, all black women are queens, all praises to the most queens, all bless them, all this and that. And you know what the worst part about it is? It's not just the fact that they simps. It's famous simps. It's legendary simps. Now, I'm not gonna say any names or anything like that. Nope, I'm not gonna do it at all. I'm just gonna keep it G, I'm gonna keep it kosher, and I'm a slow motion. I'm about to go and get some dinner. So while we waiting on our table and waiting on our reservation, I'm gonna go ahead and get these thoughts off. So I'm not gonna say who these suckers and these simps are. Famous dudes that I used to look up to. Big time producers, big time entertainers, big time rappers, big time musicians, actors. I don't know why they feel compelled to comment on my stuff. Maybe I'm starting to make some waves. Maybe we and our opinion is starting to matter, and everybody is getting a little bit uncomfortable, because when you start having these real conversations, it forces you to start really facing some realities that we have been dealing with for a long time. But when it's our turn, when it's men's turn to stand up and have an opinion, even the men want to silence you. And so when I see these suckers come up and they want to have these save all women, oh, I can't believe you, we're the only race. You know, they use that as a excuse. We're the only race of people that put our business out to the public. Shut up, that's a lie. Some of the biggest dudes that I know as far as content creation that has a voice to say what men's experiences are on both sides of the field is white. I know some Asian people going through it. Man, if you go on some of these white panels and stuff like that, you'll see them. They are bigger boy to some of the stuff that they say, but they're gonna try to shame you into not saying what you want to say or to share your experience now that we finally have the microphone. See, when we sitting silent and we getting took to task and ain't saying that all men is this, or this is my experience with black men, or this is what my experience are with men in general, then we just supposed to take that and say, oh man, and if you say anything, then they gonna block you and all of that, right? But since it's my platform, and since I'm finally able to have a voice and I'm at the forefront of the movement, because I don't think that anybody is speaking to men's issues that have the perspective that I have and have the background to be able to stand on what I'm standing on like me. And so I'm we are the most dangerous ones in the world right now, because we finally are realizing our power, and now we finally got the microphone and we got the world's attention, and they want to silence us. They don't want to just silence us as far as the women. They sending they simp husbands, they sending these famous people, and y'all disappoint me, these famous dudes. Because I ain't know that y'all was simping like that. And y'all finally want to come out of the woodwork, y'all ain't have an opinion on nothing. But then when men start to highlight their issues, then you want to come out of the woodwork and now you want to have an opinion about what it is that we saying. No, fuck you. We not gonna sit here and have no conversation with you, and we don't care nothing about. Listen, if you was our heroes and we met you and then you turn out to be a simp, then you're not our heroes no more. Thank you for the great music. Thank you for your perspective. Thank you for your good acting chops. But as far as these personal issues that we going through in real life, we ain't got no respect for you, fam. Flat out. And that's how I'm standing on it. And I'm not looking to buddy up with any of these people. Listen, I got my people. I got my tribe. That's y'all. I ain't worried about these people. I ain't tripping off of them. I'm not one of them dudes to get starstruck unless you LeBron playing on the court. If you LeBron off the court, you might be different than LeBron on the court. But when I see you shooting and you putting up a three and you Jason Tatum and them out there, then I'm a fan. But when you get off that court and you start having your opinion or whatever, and then it wasn't them. Let me be very clear. It wasn't them. But I'm just using that as an example. I'm not starstruck in real life. I got my own money. I got my own people that roll with me, which is y'all. And I'm rocking out. And they want to silence y'all. But we going harder. And for everybody and for everyone in the comments that say, hey, let's leave this in 2023. No, we taking all of it. We putting it in our backpack. We making sure that we get a camper and we driving all of it in 2024. In the same way that I sit here and I had these conversations, look, there's people that's in front of me that's watching me right now. I don't give a fuck. I don't care nothing about that. I speak with conviction and I have the utmost confidence in what I'm saying because it's the truth. And I'm not looking to make sure that I don't offend people. I'm looking to make sure that I have a conversation based off of truth. Now, I don't want you to get offended, but getting offended is a choice. Instead, have the conversation and do better. If the guy get up there and he say, well, the majority of the women that I deal with, or the majority of the women that's of this demographic, this is what my experiences is, and it was not necessarily the cleanest, then do better. Do better. Figure out how you can change. Don't figure out how I can cover up the truth. And that's one of the biggest issues that's been happening with the black community too, at large. Instead of having a conversation on how we can do better, we sit there, blame our issues, and then blame the media for highlighting it. Well, if it wasn't an issue at mass, then we wouldn't be having a conversation about it in the first place as far as it being a stereotype. It's real out here. Listen, they getting mad, they getting offended, they getting bothered because it's making them uncomfortable. And if it wasn't no truth in it, then they wouldn't even care about it. But they do care about it. They see it being an issue because now men are starting to have a voice. And now they can't come at me and say, well, you not married, or you don't have money, or you broke, or you bitter, or you mad. They can't use any of that stuff against me. And that's the thing that makes us dangerous. It's not the fact that we have resources. It's the fact that they can't use our background against us. And so they hunt, they fish, they can't find nothing. Oh, I'm married to a black woman. Oh, I don't necessarily have a white woman. Oh, you ain't never caught me cheating. Oh, now they pissed. They pissed. They pissed because I'm the perfect representation of what it is that we supposed to be doing as men. No more. Simp culture is over, and we taking all of it into 2024, and we not having no conversations about nothing except for what's best for us going forward. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow. I'm about to go get something to eat. Peace.